Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we are going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Kreese killed Daniel at the end of Cobra Kai Season 3? So in this timeline, the house fight would still happen, Cobra Kai would show up, and they would fight Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, and those events would stay the same. Johnny and Daniel would still be at the country club, and they would be having a good time, and during the house fight, Hawk would still switch sides, so Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do would win the house fight, and Daniel and Johnny would go home. Johnny would show up at Carmen's house. This is when he would still see Miguel. He would be angry at Cobra Kai and at Kreese, so Johnny would still go to the Cobra Kai dojo to confront Kreese, and when he shows up, he would see Robbie there, training with Kreese. He would be surprised to see him there, and Johnny would still feel betrayed. Kreese and Robbie would still try to convince Johnny to join them, but Johnny would be filled with anger, and he would start fighting Kreese, and the fight between Johnny and Kreese would stay the same, and Robbie would decide to start fighting Johnny, but Johnny would still be fighting defensively, and he would push Robbie out of the way. This is when Kreese would attack Johnny from behind and have him in an armbar. Daniel would still show up and save Johnny, so Daniel and Kreese would start fighting, and they would still crash through the window. Kreese would start getting up, and he would grab a piece of glass, and he would want to stab Daniel, but in this timeline, Daniel wouldn't use the pressure point technique, so Kreese would end up stabbing Daniel repeatedly, and he would fall on the floor. Johnny would walk outside, and he would see Daniel on the floor. Kreese would be standing over him. Johnny would be filled with more rage, and he would want to continue fighting Kreese. This is when Miguel and Sam would show up, and Sam would see Daniel on the floor. She would rush by his side, and she would notice that Daniel was no longer breathing, so she would be filled with rage, and she would want to fight Kreese. So Miguel and Sam would go help Johnny fight Kreese. This is when Robbie would step out of the Cobra Kai dojo. He would see Kreese fighting Johnny, Sam, and Miguel, and he would want to go help Kreese. But this is when he would notice Daniel on the floor, and he would realize that Kreese had killed Daniel. Robbie would be angry, and he would want to go help fight Kreese. The police would show up and detain everyone. Daniel's family would hear what happened, and they would be devastated. Kreese would be sent to prison for killing Daniel, and Johnny would be sent to jail for assault, but Carmen would bail him out. Cobra Kai would be forced to shut down, and there would be a funeral for Daniel. Johnny, Miguel, and Robbie would show up. Robbie would go apologize to Sam and Amanda, and Robbie wouldn't want anything to do with karate anymore, so he would go live with Shannon. Both Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do would shut down, and news would spread of Daniel's death. Tori would feel betrayed by Kreese, but she would still want to go visit him in prison, and Tori would feel bad for Sam, and she would want to go apologize, but Sam wouldn't want anything to do with Tori. LaRusso Auto would suffer because of Daniel's death, and eventually Terry would go visit Kreese, and he would find out what happened, and Terry would send his condolences to the LaRusso family, and he would apologize personally for Kreese's actions, just like he did in Karate Kid 3, but this time it would be genuine. But Amanda wouldn't want anything to do with Terry, and Sam would want to quit karate altogether. Anthony's friends would still bully Kenny, but Anthony wouldn't be a bully in this timeline. He would keep his distance from everyone. Kenny would still go to Robbie, but Robbie wouldn't want to train him in this timeline, so Kenny would join another dojo, and many months would pass. Eventually Johnny would reopen the Cobra Kai dojo with Eagle Fang, and the Eagle Fang students would rejoin, and some of the former Miyagi-Do students would also join, and Johnny would continue training his students in Eagle Fang, and that is where I'm going to end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Kreese killed Daniel at the end of Cobra Kai Season 3? Let me know in the comments below. All members have access to emojis that can be used in comments and live streams. This isn't mandatory. This is only something extra if you want to support the channel even more. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.